Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So soon, we are at session 6 of our series of lectures. Today, we are going to look at literature search. What is literature search? After you have completed this session, I expect that you will be able to explain what literature search is, conduct a search for relevant literature using available search engines, and then be able to identify the types and sources of literature for your work. We have 3 things to look at. The first is that we will define literature search. The second, we will show you how to conduct literature search. And then the third, we discuss the types of literature. As usual, here are your references. I have also provided you with a comprehensive handouts which you must read alongside these references. So what is literature search? You will remember that one of the steps in the research process is literature review. But to review your literature, you must be able to identify the literature relevant to your work and to locate the sources you can find them. So searching for these sources is what we term literature search. So in brief, literature search is a well thought out and organized search for all the literature published on a topic. It is a well-structured literature search is the most effective and efficient way to locate sound evidence on the subject you are researching. How do you conduct literature search? There are several ways. You conduct good literature search by following the following steps. 1. Choose your search words and their synonyms carefully. It is always advisable to plan whatever search you want to do. On the basis of your topic you have selected, note the words or phrases which define your topic. These are the key words that will lead you to identify the literature suitable for your research. Examples are what you have seen. If you want to, your topic is on digital sources and knowledge sharing among university students. The keywords you may find are digital sources, information sources, knowledge sharing, etc. Secondly, choose the right place to search. You do not just search any source. Identify the relevant sources. You can search in a subject-specific database on the internet or in library catalog. Some of the databases held at the BAM library include the following: EPSO, Gestor, Aluka, Cambridge Journals, Emerald, Indiana University Press Journals, and then Oxford Journals. There are many more. Contact the BAM library for assistance. You also have to evaluate what you find. When you have identified useful material, take note of the full bibliographic information so that you can trace it easily if you need to consult it another time. Now, there are a few questions you need to ask when you have identified a source. The questions are: 1. Is the source of the material credible? Are the materials peer-reviewed? Are the sources authoritative? These are a few things you need to convince yourself with before you decide to keep to a source. Now, let's look at types of literature. The types of literature you come across include journals, popular literature like magazines and newspapers, books, dissertation and thesis, conference papers, association papers, working papers, and conference presentations. What are research journals? In doing literature search, you need to look for a scholarly journal. These scholarly journals report original scientific and analytical studies in specialized academic disciplines. They are peer-reviewed, that is, they have been evaluated by other researchers before being published. So these researchers who are experts in their field suggest possible changes, and they recommend the editor to the journals whether or not to publish the article. Popular literature and magazines and newspapers. These are normally written by journalists who have been employed by the magazine or the newspaper in question. Journalists cover news and current events in a field. They write profiles of people's, places, or events, and they express political opinion. Some examples are the Ghanaian Times, Newsweek, Time Magazine, the Daily Graphic, Daily Guide, Heritage, Places and Peoples, Chronicle, etc. Now, books. They are usually bigger than the journals we have spoken about, and they will be written by one author or many authors. Books take a longer time to write. That is, to get them from getting published from the beginning to the end of publication. But they cover a wide range of topics than do articles and conference presentations. Books published by university press houses usually go through some sort of peer review. So there is a sense in which we can say that books contain credible information on the topic you are researching. Then also, another type of literature is dissertation and thesis that are written by postgraduate students. These are normally found in the libraries. You may also look at conference papers, association papers, and working papers. These are presented at conferences but not yet accepted for publication. So we say here that they have not been peer reviewed. They have not been subjected to any scrutiny. So if you want to use any information from them, you must use it advisedly. So do conference presentations. Now, in this session, ladies and gentlemen, we have defined literature search. I've talked about how we can conduct literature search. I also indicated that the BAM library has some useful electronic databases where you can access scholarly journals and theses. I also indicated how important it is to evaluate your sources and materials you access from these sources. This is the end of today's lecture. You can agree with me that it's a very short one. Until we meet again, have a nice day and bye for now.